And welcome everyone, Dixon Stadium, the venue here today. I'm Joe Rodriguez, joined by Brian Maglullo in a game where we'll see the Tarleton State Texans, a record of 21-16 entering the year, visiting with the St. Mary's Rattlers, a record of 27-13. A quick one-and-done game right here. And for the Rattlers on the mound, it's going to be Nathan Humple coming in. First batter he's facing is Rustin Thomas. Brian, our Rattlers starting to near the end of the year as we see Thomas foul one off. 1-1 will be the count. What are you looking for the Rattlers to work on, or what signs do you want to see out of the Rattlers that'll give you some confidence going into this Heartland Conference tournament?
Well, St. Mary's coming off a disappointing loss to our rivals in Austin against St. Edwards. Rattlers trying to bounce back. And on the mound for them is Nathan Humple. Humple has a 2-2 record with a 4.41 ERA. Look for the Rattlers to try to get on the board early and defensively keep Tarleton State in check in the early going. And as we've seen, when the Rattlers are on their game, they take the lead early and rarely relinquish it as the count moves even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And another thing that we saw the Rattlers do, or we've seen the Rattlers do when they have these great teams, is they win a lot of these Tuesday games. I mean, they're quick one-and-done games. Rarely you'll see the person as Thomas was hit by the pitch right there, and he'll head on down to first with a leadoff on base for the Texans. But really, these Tuesday games where it's just a one-and-done, they can really be an indication of how well you're able to adapt and how dominant of a team you really are.
And as you mentioned, these one-and-done games in the middle of the week, something that is difficult to get accustomed to. The Rattlers have had several already this season, but it's in the middle of the week. It's normally against an opponent that is not a conference foe. Tarleton State, a member of the Lone Star Conference. So if you're St. Mary's, it's a good way to gauge where you're at, especially in this point of the season with the Heartland Conference tournament just around the corner.
And as you're speaking of the Lone Star Conference's Tarleton State Texans, let's go on ahead and meet them. Leading off, Rustin Thomas. He's going to be playing center field. He's on first base. Alvaro Moreno, he's at the plate right now. He'll be playing third base. After him, it'll be Garrett Kilgore. He'll be the designated hitter hitting third. Nick Gibbert, after him, the first baseman, will be in the cleanup spot. Jonathan Schmitz, the catcher, will bat fifth. Dalton Weeks, the number 6 hitter, he'll be in right field. After him, it'll be Matt Olive, who will be batting seventh and playing the 7th position of left field. After him, it'll be Jake Klock, who will be batting 8th and playing second base. And Evan Robinson will round out the lineup and play short. 1-1 the count right here. Pickoff throw over, and Thomas back in time. Moreno, a .348 hitter so far on the year, second best for this Tarleton State team. He also has himself 24 RBIs, which is also second best. Humple comes set. Here's the pitch, off speed, and that one taken into right field. It'll be a base hit. Going over to third is Thomas. I think he would have reached even without the bobble of Orton over there in right field, but it'll be runners at the corners, and the Texans looking to cook early here.
Oh, good hit to the opposite field by Moreno, the senior from McAllen, Texas. Not trying to do too much, was able to deposit one just in front of Orton over in right field.
And let's go on ahead, meet the rest of the St. Mary's defense from left to right in the outfield. You have Jones, Garcia, and Orton. Roberts will be playing third base, Al Gonzalez at short, Mario Maldonado at second, and Joe Hermsen at first, and Keith Funk, as always, behind the plate. All these players behind the pitcher, Nathan Humple. 0-1 the count here to Kilgore. Kilgore stepping into play today, hitting .262 with 20 RBIs. On base percentage, though, of .368. Humple, a quick look to first. And Brian, if you're Humple right here, you have runners at the corners already, none out. What are you trying to do?
Try to get a ground ball just like that one. Gonzalez able to backhand it, and the double play is turned. A 6-4-3 double play. Although the Texans able to get a run in. Rattlers get a big double play there, as now they're 1 out away from getting through this inning.
Yeah, and I think the Rattlers' mentality is that early on in this baseball game, it's okay for them to go on ahead and let that first run in. I think St. Mary's, they realize that they should be able to go on ahead and put 1 run on the board, as it'll now be Nick Gibbert at the plate. I'll pull that first pitch out of the zone, 1-0. Gibbert, a .220 hitter so far on the year. Humple winds and deals. Did he go around? The appeal says no, so the count will be 2-0. Rhyming accidentally right there.
Got it.
Humple, he has his sign. Here's the pitch. That one catches the inside corner, 2-1. And real quickly, Brian, today, a big day in baseball for the pros. Jackie Robinson Day. The number 42 worn by all players. Of course, the number 42 worn in St. Mary's. It's worn by Coulter Bostic. As that one, a 2-hopper over to Al on the run. The throw to first in time. We'll talk a little bit more about Jackie Robinson Day when we return in the bottom of the first, but as of right now, it's the Texans 1, the Rattlers coming up.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student-athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
And welcome back, everyone. Dixon Stadium here. The Rattlers already down a run, but the bat's yet to get going quite yet. It'll be Matt Herrick of Tarleton State to be opposing these Rattlers. Matt Herrick, a 1.59 ERA so far on the year. But this start, actually his first start of the season, a 1-0 record. He's actually only pitched 11 1/3 innings on the season. So we'll see how he gets going against these St. Mary's Rattlers. Although of note, in that 11 1/3 innings, he does have 11 strikeouts.
And much like we discussed at the top of the inning, this game, single game here on Tuesday night, as much as it is a way for the Rattlers to gauge themselves where they're at in the season, it's also a way for Tarleton State to get Matt Herrick his reps in. As you mentioned, his first start. We'll see what he has to offer here today.
Brooks Orton in the box. That pitch above his belt, and the count now 2-0. Brooks Orton, a 260 hitter so far on the year, but that 420 on base percentage is just outstanding. 34 walks to lead the Rattlers, as that one not a walk shot. Oh, great glove by a second baseman, but the throw gets away. Orton now moseying his way on down to second base, as the ball will eventually be recovered by Schmitz. Great effort there by Clock, but the throw was just errant.
And credit Orton for being aware of the situation, able to advance to second. Got a little tangled up with the first baseman Gibbert over at first, but nonetheless, no harm, no foul, as Orton able to reach on a leadoff hit, or error, excuse me. Yeah, they scored that one in error.
Scored an error? Okay. They could have scored it both a hit and error right there, but it'll be Adrian Garcia now coming to the plate. Adrian, a 252 hitter so far on the year. 14 RBIs. Adrian actually moving up in the order, which is something I like to see. He was working in that 8th spot for most of the year, I do believe. Yes, I'm looking back at my previous book. The 8th spot was home for Garcia. But I find that in baseball, the 8th spot and 2 spot, there's not really much of a difference between those hitting spots. I mean, both usually asked to bunt, asked to move people over. And Garcia, as we saw, showing bunt on that first one. Swinging away right here, and that one fouled off in the count 0-2. Well, let's go on ahead and meet the rest of the Rattlers lineup. Brooks Orton, he led it off. He'll be playing in right field. Adrian Garcia batting second, playing center. Drake Roberts will bat third. He'll be the third baseman. After him, it'll be Omar Garcia, the designated hitter, in the cleanup spot. Scott Jones, he'll bat fifth, and he'll play left field. Mario Maldonado will bat sixth and play second base. After him, it'll be Al Gonzalez, the shortstop. Keith Funk, the catcher, will bat eighth. And then rounding out the lineup will be Joe Hermsen, the first baseman. 0-2 still the count. None away. Decent lead over for Orton at second base, but you see him leaning back toward the bag. That one well outside, 1-2. And if you're Garcia right here, Brian, you're a left-handed hitter. I mean, do you kind of just want to try to hit the ball on the right side of the field on the ground? I mean, just pull something?
Yes, that's probably the most ideal situation. You want to try to advance your runner further into scoring position, as Garcia able to take that pitch, which evens up the count. You don't want to hit it towards the left side, because if the shortstop or third baseman fields it, they'll look Orton back over at second, and you don't get any progress in this at-bat.
2-2 now the count. Might be why we're seeing Eric pitch on the outside part of the plate. That's the third straight pitch on that outer edge and outside and above the belt as well. Now the count has been worked back to full for Garcia.
And as you mentioned, Eric trying to induce that ground ball over to the left side. Let's see if he goes back here with the count full.
And that one outside as well. So Eric trying to hit it on that outside part of the plate for 4 straight pitches, and he misses. And so Garcia will have himself a walk. So 2 Rattlers aboard and still none out. And here comes a very dangerous Drake Roberts.
As you mentioned, Drake Roberts, a dangerous hitter, batting .306 on the year, to go along with a team high 22. He's tied with 3 other Rattlers with 22 RBIs on the year.
And we see the corner infielders playing up just on the edge of the grass. We saw Schmitz actually go out and give a signal to his defense of what he wanted. As this one hit towards center field, going back to make the catch is Thomas, and Roberts will be retired on 1 pitch.
Designated hitter Omar Garcia.
So Roberts trying to give that one a ride, but it might have gotten caught up on the wind. And now it'll be Omar Garcia coming to the plate. In case you can't tell, the flag's blowing slightly in and to the left, so not much chance of a long ball here today unless one is absolutely crushed. The weather very brisk. It's a lovely day for baseball, actually. You might see a couple of long sleeves, but mainly short sleeve weather today. Runners going, and it won't matter as Omar Garcia is drilled with the first pitch, and the bases will be loaded with rattlers for Scott Jones.
And Schmitz will go talk to his pitcher, Eric. Eric struggling with his location early on, and now he's faced with bases loaded and only one out, with Scott Jones getting set to take his swings. Jones, a good hitter in his own right, batting .289 with 13 RBIs. He'd love to add to those totals here as the Rattlers trail 1-0 in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, Jones recently moving up in the batting order. He used to be the number 9 hitter, but he's been doing so well lately that he's getting a chance in the 5 spot now, and I actually like him in this spot. Brian, something I want to point out, that double steal, I actually like it. But Brooks Orton, he's 25 for 29 on the year in stolen bags. And if we saw Eric pitching from the windup, he might even have a chance to steal home. Here's the grounder to third. The throw to home is in time. The throw onto first, not in time, as Jones able to beat it. But the fielder's choice is able to retire the second Rattler of the inning.
And good hustle there by Jones, able to beat out the potential double play, and it allows Mario Maldonado to try and get the Rattlers on the board.
Maldonado, another capable Rattler bat up there, hitting .270 on the year with 22 RBIs. Eric, here's the pitch. That one manages to catch the plate for a called strike one. And the reason why I brought up the possibility of Orton stealing home base, do you know the all-time record for the person who's stolen home the most times in their major league career?
I feel like you're going to tell me.
I think you can guess. As Maldonado, he rips one into left field. That one will get down. Maldonado digging for extra bases. The Rattlers digging for extra runs. They will score 2. And Mario actually will just stay put at first. A 2 RBI single for the Rattlers as they now lead it 2-1.
Oh, great hit there from Maldonado, ripping one to left. And just like that, the Rattlers able to take the lead on one swing of the bat as Al Gonzalez gets set to dig in for his first swings of the afternoon. But to answer your question,
if you had to venture a guess on today in particular. Jeter. No, it's not Derek Jeter.
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson would be correct as Gonzalez digs in 0-1. Robinson, a record 19 times he stole home plate. So that's why I wanted to make that segue with Orton right there, who is just an absolute thief on the base path so far this year. Runners on the corners for Al. 248 hitter on the year, and that makes the count 0-2 right there. So, Brian, can you briefly tell me, as a longtime baseball fan, what in particular does Jackie Robinson Day mean to you?
Well, it just means greatly for all of us that are fans of baseball, just the things that he went through to break the color barrier. And I mean, no one was as qualified as he was to do so. Jackie Robinson, one of the great players of all time, to go along with the fact that he was able to do so much with regards to the civil rights movement. And it's always a great time of year whenever the major leagues pay homage to him. Everyone wears the number 42. This being the first year that the number 42 is not an active number, and rightfully so. Jackie Robinson, well deserving of it.
All right, well, thank you very much, Brian. The Rattlers managed to score 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error committed, 2 left on base for St. Mary's, and they'll be up as we head to the top of the second here on the Rattler Network.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
And welcome back, everyone. It'll be Schmitz, Weeks, and Olive due up this inning to face Umple. Umple at first pitch pelted in there and a bit low and in the dirt, 1-0. Umple, he allowed 1 run on 1 hit after having a hit by pitch in the first, but his offense coming right back for him, making it 2-1. That's got to make you feel good as a pitcher. I mean, you get down a little bit in the top of the first, but then your team manages to come right on back and get it back for you, huh?
And if you're Nathan Humple, it kind of settles you down a little bit. You're now ahead in the ball game, and you kind of have that luxury of knowing that, you know, you can make the pitches that you want, especially when you have that lead as that pitch in there for a called strike 2.
A very nice pitch right there. That inside corner is being given nicely today. Wonder if the pitchers will start to attack it more. 1-2 count.
Let's see if Humple tries and goes outside with this pitch.
Jonathan Smits hitting .263 in the year.
Ooh, bringing the heat on that one is Humple able to strike Smith out, who...
It took a little, got to work on your wind sprint sometimes, you know? Well,
Right fielder, Dalton Weeks.
You've seen players do that before, though, right? I mean,
it never hurts to try, you know.
Yeah.
But right there, Smith just clearly didn't get a piece of the ball, and he's retired for the first out.
I think he was asking for the drop third strike, as Weeks shows bunt right there. Weeks, he is a .286 hitter so far on the year. This start actually is his 5th of the year. I was more referring to if you strike out, you got to run to first. If you pop out, 10 push-ups, as we see. Oh, Roberts, nice glove, but the throw pulls Hermsen off the bag. Joe playing it safe and making sure he secures the ball. We'll see how they score that one, as it was a diving effort for Roberts right there. Good pick with his glove. And they're going to give it a base hit. Right call right there, if you ask me.
Yeah, it was a tough play to begin with, and great job there by Roberts, able to field it cleanly. However, his throw was just off the mark. And credit Joe Hermsen for not trying to, you know, get the out, but instead secure the ball and keep the runner at first base.
Now here's Matt Olive. His first swing almost took out his first base coach, but foul ball. Matt Olive, a .150 hitter so far on the year. His 7th start of the season. So we're seeing a couple of non-regulars here today for the Texans. Or who knows, and maybe they just became regulars. I'm just looking at the statistics that we have provided. Humple, pickoff throw on to first. That one diving back safely is Weeks. And speaking of foul balls and dangerous spots, did you catch the Braves game last night?
No, I was not able to.
Okay, there was a moment in the game where B.J. Upton was on third base, and his brother Justin Upton was up at the plate. And he hits a sharp line drive just barely over his brother's head. And the smile on BJ's face was just priceless. Looking at his brother right there.
Nothing like brotherly love.
That's one way to look at it for sure. It's really also a reason why you just lead off in foul territory on third base side there. 0-1, still the count. Humple looking in. Olive still searching for his first RBI on the year. As that one's off the plate, 1-1.
That was a good breaking ball there, but Humple unable to find the plate there, evening the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
1 away here.
Let's see if Nathan brings the heat on this pitch.
He did, and the ball, oh, good job by Mario, able to change direction, but the throw gets away. Heading on down to third safely will be Weeks, and Olive will stay put, go on down to second as well. That's a tough play for Mario right there. He was going over to second to try to cover the bag off of the hit and run. Was able to change direction and get back to the ball, but Olive was able to reach, and they're going to go on ahead and give air to Mario right there.
That was a tough play to make, but Mario just didn't take enough time to gather himself and settle himself before making the throw. Thus, the error was made, and now runners in scoring position with only 1 out for the Texans as Jake Clark is at the plate.
Jake Clark hitting .059 on the year. He's 1 for 17. That first pitch catches the outside corner for a called strike 1. I'm curious as to why more of the regulars aren't playing for the Texans. It's a possibility that they might be seniors studying for their finals that are upcoming pretty soon. Might not have made the trip. Rattler infield is playing in. They'll try to cut the run. This one hit into left center field. Catch is made by Jones, and he'll fire it into the cutoff man Gonzalez. And we have ourselves a tied ball game at 2 apiece.
Clark doing what he needed to do. Able to lift the ball deep enough into the outfield to score the runner from third. As Weeks able to tie the ball game up for the Texans at 2 apiece, and that'll bring up Robinson to the plate.
Robinson, a 196 hitter so far on the year. 15 RBIs. As we have time called. Looks like we're all set to go. All we need is Robinson to step in the box whenever he's ready. Humple comes set. Mario bluffing over to the bag. And there's the steal, the bunt laid down. Funk bobbles the throw to first in time anyways. And that'll do it for the inning. So the Texans able to even it up at 2 apiece as we now head to the bottom of the second. Deuce our score here on the Rattler Network.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II. We're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes led a 10 initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $1 have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Bottom of the second, set to get underway. It'll be Keith Funk, Joe Hermsen, and Brooks Orton due up for the Rattlers, 8, 9, and 1. It's that first pitch pelted in there by Eric. Joe Rodriguez, Brian Maglulio here on the call for you with the Rattler Network. So we look forward to seeing if the Rattlers are able to tack on another run or two here in the second. That pitch out of the zone, 1-1. Remind you, Rattler fans, if you haven't yet, be sure to check out RattlerGear.com, St. Mary's Athletics online store full of hundreds of products. Shop baseball shirts, sweaters, polos, and your very own personalized Rattler baseball jersey. As this one popped up and handled by Robinson in shallow center field. Also, make sure to check every month for special deals going on right now. All caps are 10% off. That's RattlerGear.com. Shop gold and blue. One away, and here comes Joe Hermsen.
Joe Hermsen leading the team with a .333 batting average to go along with 22 RBIs as he takes that first pitch for strike one.
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious as to why he's batting ninth today. Oh, I bet Coach Meagle knows more about baseball than I do there. As that one called for strike two. That number 9 hitter, though, we see it becoming ever more important in today's baseball and softball. It's basically like a second leadoff man for the top of your order. So that one out of the zone, 1-2. It's almost become a case nowadays where you want your number 9 hitter to be better than your number 7 and 8 hitter, actually, as Joe's able to spoil that pitch and foul it off, stay alive. We'll do 1-2 again. Here's the pitch. And that one catches the inside corner, and Joe knew it. 2 away now for the Rattlers.
That was a great pitch there by Eric. Able to get Hermsen looking as we return to the top of the order.
Here comes Brooks Orton. He singled his first time up. Advanced on to second on an error by the second baseman. We'll see what Brooks does right here. As that pitch out of the zone for ball 1, and we'll actually now see Schmitz head on down to Eric to talk about maybe he got crossed up on the signal right there or something. That's the only thing I could think of right there. How often do you think you change your signals? Well, how often did you see your signals change when you were playing?
I was never a pitcher, so I could never really say, but very rarely I would see a pitcher go up to the mound ever so often. You know, normally in close situations, especially when there's runners in scoring position late in a ball game, but never really whenever there's 2 outs and nobody on early on in a ball game.
3-0 now the count. Brooks Orton probably just keep the shoulder on the bat right here. Here's the pitch. Outside corner caught for strike number 1. Adrian Garcia waits on deck should he get a chance. Here's Eric. And the outside corner caught once again for strike number 2. Beautiful pitch right there, right on the border.
Yes, 2 consecutive pitches painting the outside corner as Eric able to work the count full now against Orton.
And that one just outside, and Orton will head on down to first with a single.
Adrian Garcia.
Now here comes Adrian Garcia, singled his first time up, also came around and scored a run. I tell you, Rattler fans, if you're looking at the batter in this at-bat, going ahead and just take a peer over to first every so often. As I tell you, Brooks Thornton, he has a high tendency to go. And with 2 outs and Garcia up at the plate, I'd say now would be about as good a time as any to go on ahead and take off. I mean, it's a low-risk, high-reward situation right here. If you get thrown out, Garcia's leading off the next part of the inning, which is just fine for the Rattlers. But if you steal the base, then you're just a single away. As Garcia, shoots that one under the glove of Gibbert. Orton, he's going to head all the way to third and be held up right there as Garcia has himself a single.
Yeah, baby. Oh, beautiful hit there by Garcia. Just out of the reach of Gibbert over at first. As Gibbert unable to backhand it, it was a hard-lined shot that just went under his glove, and now Rattlers are at the corners as time is called and Drake Roberts awaits to take his swings. St. Mary's trying to answer once again after allowing a run at the top half of the inning. This time a 2-out rally here with Drake Roberts at the plate.
Eric working from the set. Here's the delivery. That one looks like Drake was taking the whole way because that one was just about as much down the middle of the plate as he could have wanted it. Strike one right here. Maybe Schmitz was telling Eric, make sure you get ahead in the count right here. They could have watched some film on some Rattler players, know that Drake usually likes to take those first pitches. As Drake, he lifts this one towards shallow center field. It's going to get down. The Rattlers are going to take a 3-2 lead as Drake comes through with the RBI single.
Drake able to deposit a hit into no man's land over in shallow right center. Nobody able to get to it in time as Rattlers still have runners at the corners for Omar Garcia. And once again, St. Mary's responding, taking the lead back, and they now lead 3-2.
And I really like the 2-out rally here for the Rattlers. I mean, it just shows you that this team can put something together in a hurry. A walk, a single, another single, and just like that, the Rattlers have taken the lead once again as Omar Garcia looks at strike one. In his first plate appearance today, he was hit by a pitch, eventually came around and scored a run. See him wearing that big brace on his left elbow as he always does. No gloves today for Omar. He's a bit choked up on the bat right there, it looks like. That one swung on and missed, 0-2. Scotty Jones waits on deck should he get a chance. 0-2, 2 out. Rattlers lead 3-2. That one shot hard into right field. It's going to be another Rattler run. Digging for third base is Roberts. He'll be there sliding in. And St. Mary's once again with runners at the corners, but this time a 4-2 lead.
Another hit down the right side. This time Omar Garcia able to score Roberts. Or excuse me, he was able to score Garcia, Adrian Garcia from third. And again, Rattlers at the corners as Scott Jones gets set to try and continue this 2-out rally. Rattlers able to score 2 runs, looking to add some more.
Yep, Scott Jones, 0 for 1 today. He grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. Eric comes set. Here's the pitch. That one called strike one. Good pitch right there. Started him off speed. That's really disorienting too for the rest of the at-bat when you get a called strike one with an off-speed pitch. Kind of just used to seeing the fastball a lot of the time. So there's the fastball right there. Inside, 1-1. One and one the count, 2 away. Roberts leads from third. Garcia leads from first. So that one's outside, and it's 2-1 now. Looks like an arm up in the bullpen for the Texans. Jones, he hit that one off the end of the bat towards center field. Thomas underneath it, he'll make the catch, and that'll do it for the inning. But not before the Rattlers able to tack on 2 more runs. 2 runs off of 3 hits, 2 left on base, no errors committed. We're heading to the top of the 3rd. Rattlers lead it 4-2.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. 42, the Rattlers lead right here in the top of the 3rd inning. It's going to be the top of the order. Thomas, Moreno, and Kilgore due up for the Texans. It's that first pitch out of the zone, 1-0. Thank you also to all you Tarleton State fans who are tuning in, but I apologize if Brian and myself, if we're a little bit partial to our Rattlers, just love them so much. Of course, we go to school here, so might be why it sounds a tad bit biased, but we'll try to do our best. 2-0 now the count. Here's Humple with the pitch. That one out of the zone as well, and it's 3-0 now. We'll see what Nathan can do right here. Nathan winding, dealing. And a called strike right there, 3-1 right now. And Brian, we want to remind everyone to be sure to follow your Rattlers on social media. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram, the same handle at St. Mary's Rattlers. Stay up to date with the latest Rattler news and look out for social media contests. Also, be sure to check us out on youtube.com/St. Mary's Rattlers for all your Rattlers videos on demand. As that one shot into right field, a base hit for Thomas. Now 1 for 1 on the day, and he's reached base twice.
Good hit there by Rustin Thomas, able to take it to the opposite field for the leadoff single. And this is just what the doctor ordered for Tarleton State, who are down 2 runs here in the top of the 3rd inning to the Rattlers.
And now here comes Moreno. He's 1 for 1 today. He singled his first time up. Rustin Thomas. Usually you assume outfielders, they have good speed on the base pass. Unless they're Manny Ramirez, that is. 0-1 to count. You don't mind if I take a shot at a Red Sox player, do you?
No, I don't. I'm very partial when it comes to either the Red Sox or any of the Yankees AL East rivals, if you will.
That's very true. Thomas, he's 12 for 17 on stolen bags so far this year. So it is a possibility that'll go. 0-1 the count as Umple checks on over on Thomas. Very dangerous hitter in Moreno over at the plate right now, as that one's fired over again. It's just not fair for right-handers like you and I when we see a pickoff move like Umpel has when he's a left-hander. Umpel sets. Here's the 0-1. Thomas is going. Funk the throw down to second. It is a good throw, but not nearly in time as Thomas stole it with ease.
I believe that pitch from Humpel was a pitch out in an attempt to try to get Thomas stealing, but Thomas able to slide in safely almost with ease as the throw was just a tad late. And now for Tarleton State, a runner in scoring position with no outs.
Here's the pitch, and that one shot up the middle off of Humpel's glove. Maldonado plays it up his hip. Throw to first is in time, so scored that one in your books 1-4-3 for the first out of the inning. And now it'll be Kilgore now coming to the plate.
A hot button issue in the major leagues. Yankee pitcher Michael Pineda was caught with a substance which looked to be pine tar. Pineda saying that it was just dirt. How would adding a different substance to your hand affect your pitches, especially when you're dealing in the major leagues?
Well, the first thing that it does, and most noticeably, is it gives you a much better grip. And when you have that better grip on the seams of the ball, or even on some off-speed pitches off the seams, then it's able to get that better rotation on the ball, which overall just makes your pitches way more effective. If you go and watch the rotation of baseballs on superior pitches versus mediocre pitchers, it's not even close. I mean, the superior pitchers just have that very, very tight rotation because they're able to just get that rotation via their grip or just, it being natural for them. An example, Mariano Rivera, I think they said the ball just rotated so much for him before it got to the plate. The other thing it can do, as that one is popped foul and the count will be 2-1, is it can actually dirty up the ball a little bit. And so if you have that strange substance, when the ball makes impact with a bat, it's just not nearly as pure of an impact as you're used to. And so for that reason, it just doesn't go as far, or it just doesn't make as clean of an impact. And you know it when you're a hitter, if you make a clean swing and you get that clean, pure swing and make beautiful contact. I mean, it feels like you don't even feel anything.
Yeah.
Because it's just so pure. But when you have a ball that's slightly doctored, then it's unlikely to get that kind of impact. You also actually see, that's why major leaguers, when they record the last out of the inning, they don't toss it back to the mound. They'll always take it into their dugout just in case there's a little something on the ball.
Yeah.
It's something that people don't usually notice, but now if you look for it, you'll see it a lot. As that one hit high and deep into left field. Back to the warning track is Jones. He'll make the catch. Heading into score is Thomas, as the score is now 4-3, still in favor of St. Mary's. I think Kilgore just barely missed out on one right there.
Kilgore gave that one a good ride, but plenty of room there for Jones to make the catch on the warning track, as that's 2 down. But Tarleton State able to cut the Rattler lead in half. So, do you agree with Major League Baseball's decision not to penalize Pineda?
Oh, absolutely. Because the thing is, every player does it in one form or another. And it's just something that pitchers do. Personally, as that one swung on and missed, I feel more often than not, if there's a way to increase your performance, I'm okay with it. It doesn't come the same way with performance-enhancing drugs or something. But when it's something like getting yourself a better grip or something like that, I'm for it, because you see those pitchers out there, they don't have any kind of advanced equipment. Like, the equipment that the batters use is always improving. They're always making better bats. They're always making better helmets, to keep you safer. They're always making better pads, to keep your body safe as well. So if I view a little bit of rosin or a little bit of dirt, I view it kind of as just equipment for the pitchers, just like the batters use equipment. Pine tar, though, it's a little iffy when it becomes something like that. But if all the teams are using it and it's an even playing field, then I'm for it. 2-2 the count. So that one hit into shallow center. Actually, it won't leave the infield. The catch is made by Gonzalez, and that'll do it for the inning. So 1 run on 1 hit, none left on base. The Rattlers still lead it 4-3 as we're heading to the bottom of the third here on the Rattler Network. Rattler fans, Dylan Bauer now pitching for the Tarleton State Texans. Bauer, so far on the year, with a 6 ERA. He's made 2 appearances, 3 innings pitched, but we'll see what he can do against the St. Mary's Rattlers. That first pitch dialed in there to Mario Maldonado for strike 1. How you doing, David?
Doing well. Go Rattlers. Woo!
Go Rattlers. Not working the scoreboard today. Can't break it. Yes. I think that's the real matchup people want to see. David versus the scoreboard. So far on the year, David is 0-6, but 1-1 the count here for Mario Maldonado. Be sure to check out Tovar's take on RattlerAthletics.com. David bringing you his take, and also give him a follow on Twitter. Same thing, at Tovar's take. Just one word, so no underscore or anything like that. That one fouled off by Mario. 1-2 now. And Brian, can we find you on Twitter?
Follow me on Twitter at BMag23. That is BMag23. You can find me tweeting some behind-the-scenes stuff of us at the games. And
lots of photos.
yes,
Mario goes down swinging right there. He's now 1 for 2 on the day.
I enjoy taking pictures of the sceneries around St. Mary's University just this past weekend, Oyster Bake weekend. A lot of festivities going on. Was able to catch some concerts. Hot Shell Ray
Oh, yes.
performed here on campus Saturday evening to close out Oyster Bake. Always a good show. You catch any concerts during Oyster Bake, Joe?
Casey Donahue.
Nice.
In that field behind the right field fence. Casey Donahue is absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed them a great deal. It was a very, very good show. I was about 3 rows deep or so, and so I had myself
Nice.
a very good time. Al Gonzalez now at the plate. He's 0 for 1, struck out his first time looking. Here's Bauer to the plate, and the count now 2-0 for Gonzalez. Funk, he'll bat for sure. Hermsen, he's waiting in the hole.
And this year, the first Oyster Bake inside St. Mary's University with the completion of the park at St. Mary's, as Al swings and misses at that one. 2-1 now the count.
There were a lot of compliments going around. Like, I was talking to various visitors, San Antonio natives, all of them saying that they thought the parks were very beautiful and they were enjoying them quite a bit. The fields, of course, were off limits during
Yes.
during the festivities. Wouldn't want any litter getting on them, but everyone was able to look at them and enjoy them.
And special shout out to all the volunteers the next day cleaning up
Oh, yes.
after Oyster Bake. They've done a tremendous job. Everything looks brand new, as Al able to draw the 1-out walk.
Can I give a special shout out to one of them in particular?
For sure, go for it.
There was a very nice young lady. She's running for vice president of the school government here. And
The
her
SGA,
name,
yes.
the SGA. Her name is Michaela Osuna. So if you're a student, go ahead. Make sure, if you don't know who to vote for Michaela Osuna. She cares very much about our campus. And she's actually, I was tweeting her the other day, and she's actually looking into a couple of the issues that I had. Very small issues with the school, but it was just about the whenever the cafeteria is open. You know I like to eat.
Oh, yes.
Want to know the count, but be sure to vote for Michaela Osuna.
And for all you St. Mary's students, you can do so by going onto your Gateway accounts, clicking on the resources tab, looking for Rattler Tracks. Click on Rattler Tracks and vote for your Student Government Association members for next year.
Very important to vote.
And I actually went out and voted earlier today at the UC, was able to cast my vote.
Very, very good. Well, 2-0 the count now to Keith Funk. Who'd you vote for?
I will keep my lips sealed on that one,
Okay.
as Funk able to take that pitch for the third ball in that bat. But plenty of capable candidates as well here at St. Mary's University. Plenty of great students and great student athletes in their own right, as Keith Funk awaits the 3-0 pitch.
Al, decent lead over there at first. And ball 4 as Keith draws the walk. So after striking out Mario in order to start the inning, there have been 2 straight walks issued by Bauer, and now it'll be Joe Hermsen at the plate with 2 Rattlers aboard.
First baseman Joe Hermsen.
Dylan Bowers is going to have to settle down quickly. Rattlers on first and second with Joe Hermsen at the plate. Not a situation you'd want to be in, as we see some activity going on in the Texans bullpen, as that first pitch just off the plate for ball 1.
Want to know for Joe, he's 0 for 1 today. He struck out looking his first time up. Bowers comes set. Here's the delivery. That one caught the inside corner for strike 1. I think Hermsen was going to take until a strike was thrown, because that was about 6 or 7 straight balls thrown by Bowers.
And when you're in that situation, you want to make the pitcher throw a strike, because you don't want to go chasing something that is well off the plate as Bowers gets set to deal the 1-1.
That one in the dirt, and it's 2-1 now. Bowers looking in still. As his sign, you see the Texans looking for a double play right here based on where they're positioned. Hermsen, he pops that one a mile high and a mile foul, so it'll be 2-2.
Clear blue skies here this evening. A beautiful afternoon for some baseball, as we had mentioned. There's still plenty of time if you're in the San Antonio area to check us out here at Dixon Stadium, as Hermsen able to rip one into the gap over at right center. That will score Gonzalez, as Funk is held up at third, and runners in scoring position score it. A RBI double for the native of Overland Park, Kansas, Joe Hermsen.
That was a great stroke right there. You actually saw a couple birds get stirred up right there in the right center field area. But now we get to see Brooks Orton coming up to the plate, the leadoff man for this Rattler team. Seems like for the Rattlers, it's been 2 steps forward and 1 step back. They scored 2 runs in the first and the second, let up 1 run in the first, second, and third, and now looks like an Orton single would allow them to keep that trend and maybe actually improve on it, as Hermsen is also in scoring position like you mentioned. Orton, he's 1 for 1 today. He's singled, reached on a walk, scored a run. Garcia, he's waiting on deck, just 1 away here. Corner infielders are playing in case Orton decides to lay down a bunt. That one catches the outside corner, 1-1.
And that's probably one of the first pitches we've seen from Bowers that we saw some confidence behind it as well, throwing the breaking ball and able to catch the outside corner, evening up the count at 1 apiece.
That pitch ripped down to first, a little too hopper. Oh, and some bad base running right there, but sliding back safely into second was Hermsen. He got away with one right there, and I think he knows it.
Oh, wow, that was
risky to say the least.
a risky play there. Rattlers able to escape, as Hermsen able to slide back to second safely. He was about 3/4 of the way to third, but with Funk holding up, I mean, just Rattlers lucky on that play.
Yeah, I think Hermsen might have thought that they were going to go on the first contact, as that one in the dirt for ball 1. Garcia now at the plate. He's 2 for 2, a couple of singles and a couple of runs scored. So you could say he's been very successful here today. I think both of Garcia's hits have been just hard hit balls on the ground to the right side. So that one knocked down nicely by Schmitz, and the count now 2-0.
Rattlers looking to continue their Texas two-step, if you will, scoring 2 runs in the first and second innings respectively. They were able to score earlier on this inning.
Here's Bowers, come set, the delivery. That one out the hand a bit funky, and you could tell it the whole way. 3-0. Garcia will probably be taking the whole way here. Drake Roberts waits on deck should he get a chance to swing a bat. Bowers comes set. Another arm is warming in the Texans bullpen. And that one inside. Adrian lifts the bat and he'll toss it aside, and a 4-pitch walk issued to Adrian.
Third baseman, Drake Roberts.
And now here comes Drake.
And time is called, maybe to settle down Bowers. Bowers, a freshman.
Well, looks like it's going to be a pitching change as a new Texan emerges from the dugout. So Bowers only able to get through 2/3 of an inning, and he leaves them loaded. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. Rattlers lead at 5-3 here in the bottom of the third. And welcome back, Rattler fans. Troil Yosko, the new pitcher for the Tarleton State Texans. A 5.40 ERA on the year with a 0-2 record. He's now appeared in 11 games and he started 4 of them. And his first pitch is out of the zone, 1-0 to Roberts. Troil Yosko. He's pitched 18 1/3 innings, struck out 11. I have to tell you, I'm very happy that I pronounced his name just about as well as I could. 1-1. Roberts digging back in. Yosko working from the set. Right-handed pitcher, very quick release. So that one fouled off, and it's 1-2. He also hides the ball particularly well, which actually just decreases the reaction time even more that these Rattler hitters are going to be able to have. Bases are loaded. And time called as Roberts will step out, readjust his neon gloves. Yosko, here's the pitch. That one fouled off towards the Rattler dugout. See a couple of blue shirts jumping out the way. 1-2, the count will remain. Drake Roberts, also speaking of 1-2, is 1 for 2 today himself. He singled his last time up, and that one he's caught swinging. So Yosko comes in and is able to retire the Rattlers. St. Mary's score 1 run there in the bottom of the third. They now lead it 5-3. So you're watching Rattler baseball, Rattler baseball on the Rattler Network.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II. We're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $1 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
And welcome back to Dixon Stadium, everyone. After a long wait, Nathan Umpel back out there on the mound. Here's the first pitch from Umpel, and it's a little three-hopper over to Gonzalez. Takes it well. A throw to Hermsen. The slide, feet first right there by Schmitz, and he's safe over there on the bag. And they're going to go on ahead and assess an error right there. You don't usually see the feet first slide right there into the first base bag.
And I think Schmitz was just trying to elude the tag as Hermsen corrals the high throw from Gonzalez. And at first glance, it looked like Hermsen was able to tag Schmitz on the helmet, but the first base umpire saw it otherwise, and it'll be a lead-off error for the Rattlers here in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, now it'll be Dalton Weeks and Matt Olive due up next. Umpel, he had to wait for a while. He had to sit for about 20 minutes while the Rattlers were going through a new pitcher and almost batting around. As that one hit over and a base hit through to the left field side. Great hit there by Weeks. It'll be 2 aboard with none out for the Texans.
Left fielder, Matt Olive.
Now here comes Matt Olive. Olive reached on an error. That error by Mario Maldonado. St. Mary's, they've committed 2 errors so far today, which is uncharacteristic for them. So we now see looks like a couple of Rattlers heading on out to the bullpen area. Umpel, a quick check to second. Checks there again. Olive will go on ahead and step out of the box.
And if you're Nathan Humpel, you want to settle back into things after, as you mentioned, a long break between innings. Rattlers were on the offensive for a good portion of
Felt like 20 minutes.
20 minutes or so, yes. I mean, it definitely affects your groove and your rhythm. And Humple allowing the first two batters to reach base here in the top of the fourth.
Time called yet again. And you see all very much in on the box right there. His feet almost touching the chalk. Check to second, and Humple stepping off.
And with Olive crowding the plate a little bit, if you're a pitcher, you might want to throw a pitch inside just to give them notice that you're not afraid to throw one in there.
Look to second. Here's the pitch. This one hit into the air towards right field. Orton giving chase. He's able to make the catch. Tagging up and heading over to third is Schmidt, so it'll be runners at the corners with one away.
And good heads-up base running there by Schmitz. Able to tag up at second and advance further into scoring position. Now only 90 feet from cutting this Rattler lead in half.
And now here comes Clock to the plate. Clock had a sac fly to left his first time up. Has an RBI. So we see Funk heading over and giving some advice to Humple about what they want to do here. Humple digging in. Has his sign. The wind now blowing straight in. It was blowing slightly to the left before. And called strike one right there. For the Texans and Clock, he just needs another sac fly right here like he had in his first plate appearance. Check is over to first, and back safely is Weeks. Humple sets. Here's the delivery. Off speed, and this one's going to be a two-hopper, and it's going to get through. Maldonado, Humple trying to cover first, and the ball gets away. They're waving him on home. No one's going to be able to cover the plate. It's going to be a close one, and the ball thrown away yet again. It's going to go into center field, and just like that, on some backyard baseball, Tarleton State takes a 6-5 lead.
And awkward inside the park home run. Unbelievable. Clock able to hustle around the bases, and Coach Charlie Meagle cannot be happy after that one. Multiple throwing errors there.
I believe they're going to give a single and one RBI.
I'm completely speechless.
It's a single and one RBI and two errors committed by the Rattlers. It's backyard baseball. It's what you'd expect to see some kids in the street throwing the wiffle ball around and not able to converge two straight times, and not something that you expect to see out of the number 15 team in the nation. Coach Charlie Meagle heading out to the mound. He wants to deliver this message himself. And what do you think it's like to be in that huddle right now?
Oh, I'm glad I'm not in there, because that was just, for lack of better terms,
ugly.
Ugly, yes. Rattlers, the number 15 team in the nation, normally sure-handed, but just, I lost count. Several bad throws that led to that 3-run burst, and now the Rattlers are looking at a 1-run deficit.
Well, the first throw is by Maldonado, which he is trying to make to an on-the-run Hermsen. The second throw is made by Funk, who was once again trying to make a throw to an on-the-run Hermsen. And strike one called right there to Evan Robinson. Robinson 0 for 1 today. He's grounded out to the catcher. Holy smokes, what a way to lose the lead right there. Umple, that pitch off the plate, and count now 1-1. Wow, I still can't believe that. I mean, this Rattler team, they're drilled like crazy when it comes to fielding. So that one off the plate. And in 3 years of broadcasting this team, I don't think I've ever seen a play quite like that one develop for this Rattler team. 2-1. Here's Robinson with the pitch. And the count now 2-2.
Now, if you're St. Mary's, you just want to be able to bounce back, keep this within one score. I mean, there's nothing else you can really do other than now settle down and, you know, forget all the events that just occurred.
Yeah, I think that the trip out to the mound for Coach Meagle was more of a let's calm down, let's settle down type of thing. It's a fluky play, for lack of a better word, that I doubt we'll see the Rattlers commit for quite another while. With a manager as experienced as manager Charlie Meagle, you'd like to think that that would be the message. Full count, 1 away. That one got the inside corner, called strike 3.
And that's a way to bounce back. Great at bat there. Nathan Humple able to get the strikeout there. A much needed out. And that is Humple's second strikeout of the ball game.
Here comes Rustin Thomas now. Thomas, he's 1 for 1. He's been hit by pitch, singled, scored 2 runs, a stolen base. A full stat sheet for him, as that one's dealt in there for a called strike 1. Umple looking in. Winding and dealing. That's nice right there. Outside corner, 0-2.
And this is a testament to Nathan Humple and this Rattler team as they look to bounce back after allowing 3 runs on an awkward play. That one, rode high and inside on Thomas. 1-2 now the count.
I actually really like that pitch when it's a 0-2 count. Going ahead, just keep your heads up right there. That pitch in the dirt. Two and two.
And I think that off-speed pitch from Humple was just to try and get Rustin Thomas to chase. Nonetheless, the count all even at 2 apiece as time is called.
Umple winding and dealing. And that one didn't quite break for him. 3-2 now.
Breaking ball, unable to break back over the plate, and now that'll bring the count full.
A second straight batter where the count has gone full. Here's the pitch. This one taken into center field right at Adrian, who makes the catch. He did it. Well, 3 runs scored for Tarleton State in the most unconventional way that we've seen so far in Dixon. But as it is, a 6-5 lead for the Texans. We're heading to the bottom of the fourth here on the Rattler Network.
Stay up to date with the latest.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
And welcome back, everyone. It'll be Garcia, Jones, and Maldonado due up this inning for the Rattlers. Omar Garcia, 1 for 1 today, hit by a pitch, a single, an RBI. Also scored a run. You see a lot of impressive statistics so far here today due to the high-scoring nature of the game. 1-1 now for Omar. Out there for a second inning of work is Yosko. That one fouled off, 1-2.
A staggering statistic in this this portion of the ball game. The Rattlers have left 7 runners on base in contrast to only 1 for Tarleton State. And if St. Mary's is going to try and regain the lead as that one is hit to short, there to make the play is Robinson as he retires Garcia for the first out of the inning. If St. Mary's is going to come back and, fix their wrongs, they're going to have to capitalize with runners on base, as we see Scott Jones take the plate.
But it's not like St. Mary's hasn't completely not capitalized. I mean, they have put up 5 runs in 3 innings. Usually that'd be very good. It's just Tarleton State's been more efficient, I guess you could say, with their base runners. Mm-hmm. So that pitch out of the zone, 1-0 for Jones. Still, though, you don't really like to see 7 base runners being left on, usually in the entirety of a game sometimes. But that is a staggering number. Nice bump by Jones. Yosko is going to have to field it. The throw in time. Oof. Good job there by Yosko fielding his position. So 2 Rattlers now away, and it'll be up to Mario Maldonado. Mario, 1 for 2. Struck out his last time, singled his first time. You see the lights now starting to come on over beautiful Dixon Stadium here, the gym of the new parks at St. Mary's. Two away, inside corner called strike 1. Al Gonzalez waits on deck, should he get a chance. Yosko comes set. That one ripped into left field as Mario has himself a rope of a single, his second hit of the ballgame.
Oh, good hit there by Mario as he's able to get the 2-out single with Al Gonzalez getting set to dig in. We remind you, Rattler fans, tomorrow our Rattler softball team will be in action at the softball stadium in the park at St. Mary's They will be taking on Texas A&M International at 7 p.m. You can catch all the action here on the Rattler Network. Start time will be 7 p.m.
Gonzalez, that one sharply shot into right field. Maldonado will put on the brakes at second. And St. Mary's for the second inning in a row looking to get it going with 2 away.
Catcher Keith Funk.
So back-to-back singles on back-to-back pitches, and now it'll be Keith Funk coming up. Keith 0 for 1, walked his last time. Mario, good speed out there at second. Decent speed. So you'd more than likely see him score on a single by Keith unless the ball was just absolutely smoked. As Keith, that's a Texas Leaguer hop. The third baseman, takes it on the second hop, and the ball gets away yet again. 1 run will score for St. Mary's. Al Gonzalez will stay put at third, and it'll be Rattlers on second and third base in a tied 6-6 ball game.
Keith bringing the funk on that one, as this is a game we've seen it all here. That ball hit.
They might have got some slick on that ball or something.
Yeah, that one bounced a mile high, and it allowed Keith enough time to make a play at first, and the throwing error there allows him to advance to second. And once again, the Rattlers scoring with 2 outs.
Here's Joe Hermson. He doubled his last time. That one a 1-hopper over to third. Moreno makes the throw across the diamond this time, truly. And that'll do it for the inning, but not before St. Mary's able to capitalize. They score 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error committed, 2 left on base. The Rattlers and Texans tied 6-6.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. 6-6 the score, as Umpel will still be out there on the rubber for the Rattlers. It'll be Moreno, Kilgore, and Gibbert, as this one popped up into the air in foul territory. Taking charge is Hermson, 1 away. As Brian, in case some of our Rattler fans missed out on it, what happened this weekend for our St. Mary's Rattlers?
Well, Sunday afternoon, the Rattler softball team, the number 3 Rattler softball team, were able to clinch the Heartland Conference regular season title, and also did the women's tennis team as well. Rattlers able to clinch the regular season title with if my math is correct, a good handful of games. I'm not going to try to take a stab at that one.
I think it's 7 games remaining or something like that.
We'll have to double check with our statistics. But nonetheless, an impressive feat as the Rattlers softball team, the only team in the nation that has gone past the 40-win mark, something that is an impressive accomplishment as they gear for Texas A&M International tomorrow night, which will be the first of a 3-game set. They will conclude the series against A&M International on Thursday, beginning at 3 p.m. It'll be a doubleheader as Humple behind in the count 3-0. That pitch in there for strike 1.
Yeah, and just always a pleasure to watch the softball team, number 3 in the nation, just absolutely spectacular. And we actually, for the first time, as that pitch is hit solidly into left for a single for Kilgore, it'll be his first hit of the day. We actually had both Rattler baseball and Rattler softball ranked in the top 10 at one time earlier on in the year. The first time that had happened since 2001, I believe. So just an absolutely great time, and what better way to show off these Rattler teams than at the park here at St. Mary's. Here's Gibbert now. Gibbert 0 for 2 today. Kilgore getting a decent lead over there at first. It's that first pitch out of the zone, 1-0. You see Kilgore actually holding his gloves. He's only holding them in his oh no, he's holding them in both hands now. Oh, now he's put them in his back pocket, so man, do I love batting gloves. As that one hit over to Gonzalez. Should be a double play ball. Throw, the tag applied by Hermsen, and that'll do it for the inning. 6-4-3, and that'll do it. A roundabout way to a 1-2-3 inning. Rattlers looking to take the lead here in a game tied at 6 apiece here on the Rattler Network.
With 12 premier institutions across 4 states, the members of the Heartland Conference are proud partners of their communities and NCAA Division II. We are committed to the academic and athletic success of our student athletes. The Heartland Conference offers a vibrant championship experience with schools that are nationally competitive, engaged with their communities, and supported by hundreds of thousands of fans who promote a positive game environment. To learn more about the Heartland Conference, visit us at heartlandsports.org. Choose Division II. Choose the Heartland Conference.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. 6-6 here as we start the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be the top of the order. Orton, Garcia, and Roberts for the Rattlers. As that pitch by Yosko is out of the zone, 1-0. So for the Rattlers, a great chance to get their fangs out here. This is the top of the order. We actually just had our first scoreless half of an inning there in the top of the 5th. If you came to the board, if you were here at the game, you'd see a whole bunch of 1s, 2s, and 3s on the board right now. Looks like a bunch of breadsticks out there, 1-1.
And a rare quick half of an inning. The Rattlers able to do quick work of the Tarleton State batters, able to retire them in not necessarily in order, but the 3 batters that went up went down as Orton is down in the count 2-1.
Yeah, it's just been a bat-dominant game, to say the least. 2-1. Here's the delivery to Orton. He hits that one over towards second base, played off the hip by Clock, and the ball is bobbled, but they're going to go on ahead and say the out was made and the bobble was on the transfer, so Orton is retired.
Center fielder Adrian Garcia.
A very interesting rule, that one, and one that they've actually been adjusting over the past few years, saying that you kind of have to keep possession of the ball for a longer amount of time. It used to be that once it hit your glove, the out was recorded, and then pretty much anything after that was the transfer. But now they've started to make it to where you've had to somewhat secure it like a wide receiver does in football. Oh, 0-1 the count to Garcia. He's 2 for 2 today, 2 runs scored, also drawn a walk. Is that one out of the zone? 1-1 now. One away. Here's the pitch from Yosko, and that one hit over to Clock again. The throw to first again, and now 2 Rattlers retired. And Brian, if you're a Rattler fan right now, how are you feeling about this game? Are you feeling somewhat comfortable? I mean, the Rattlers do have more hits than the Texans as of right now.
I'm just a little shell-shocked, to be honest with you. Rattlers seem to be in firm control until the top of the 4th inning. And now this is an entirely new ball game. Both teams tied at 6 runs apiece. I'm just waiting to see how the Rattlers respond, and right there, that one launched into left center by Roberts.
Oof, they almost collided.
Thomas, able to make the play. So 1-2-3 inning. And for the second time in this ball game, a 0 spot on the board as Rattlers are unable to get anything going here in the bottom of the 5th. We head to the top of the 6th. Both teams tied at 6 as you're watching Rattler Baseball right here on the Rattler Network.
Online score.
And welcome back, everyone. 6-6 still the score, as that first pitch dialed in there for a called strike one by Nathan Umpel. Good amount of work for Umpel here today, and good to see him able to persevere, even though he's given up 6 runs, but really not much he could do about some of them. I mean, his teammates have committed 4 errors behind him.
Yes, and out of those 6 runs, 2 of them are earned runs. And Rattlers are in a solid situation. They're up, or they're tied, 6-6, as that one rides a bit too inside to Schmitz, the catcher, and he caught one right on the left side as he'll take first base.
And now here comes Weeks. Olive will also bat this inning. Weeks, he's 2 for 2, a couple of singles, a couple of runs scored. And it looks like we're having a conference here on the mound. Coach Charlie Meagle making the slow walk on out to the rubber. And it looks like we're going to have a new pitcher coming in. We'll tell you all about him when we return here on the Rattler Network. Give it up here for Umple. He is able to battle through 5. New pitcher when we come back. And welcome back, Rattler fans. Garrett McKenzie, the new pitcher here for the St. Mary's Rattlers. A 4.98 ERA on the year in 12 2/3 innings pitched. This will be his 9th appearance on the season, all of them in relief. 17 strikeouts for McKenzie in those 12 2/3, and the first pitch he produces, a double play, is going to be a close one, and they got him.
Oof.
I was worried that it said preemptively a double play. I meant to say a double play ball, but the Rattlers able to turn it. Their 3rd double play of the game, and those will help you out a ton.
Another 6-4-3 double play there.
Left fielder.
And good job by Maldonado, able to turn quickly and able to get the throw off in time. And the Rattlers able to now have 2 outs as Olive takes that first pitch for ball 1.
Olive so far 0 for 2 today. He's reached on an air. Popped out to right. McKenzie comes set. Here's the delivery. Now on a strike, 1-1. I have to say it's a very violent motion for McKenzie. 1-1. Has that one popped up into the air. Scott Jones coming on, calls off Gonzalez, and he'll make the catch, and that'll do it for the inning. So McKenzie able to come in, get 3 outs and 2 batters. Not bad if he does say so himself. And that'll do it for the inning. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th here on the Rattler Network. And welcome back, Rattler fans. 6-6 the score. Here's Omar Garcia due up first for your Rattlers. After him, it'll be Jones and then Mario Maldonado. Omar, so far today, he's 1 for 2, singled, but he grounded out to short his last time up. First pitch by Yosko, called strike 1. For Omar, he's also scored a run, gotten hit by a pitch here today. Good opportunity for him to lead off, as that one popped into the air towards right field. A little bit too much muscle on it, as it'll get all the way to Weeks, who had to just take a couple of steps over to his right before he recorded the out. 1 away. I'm Joe Rodriguez, joined by Brian Maglione, bringing you all of the Rattler baseball action here today. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow. Some softball due up as well. I have to say, Brian, it's a ton of fun getting into the grind here towards the end of the year.
Plenty to look forward to if you're a St. Mary Rattler, as Jones lifts that one over to right center field. There to make the play is Weeks for the second out of the inning.
And it'll be up to Mario Maldonado now. Mario, he's 1 for 2 today.
Second baseman, Mario Maldonado.
He had a 2 RBI single in the 4th. Came around, scored a run then as well. Actually, the 2 RBI single was in the 1st, I should say. He's actually 2 for 3 today. First pitch out of the zone for ball 1. Did he go around? No, he didn't. A pitch out of the zone, 2-0. Great split second decision right there by Mario. You have to imagine it's tough to do that. I mean, between that less than half a second between the ball reaching the plate and you having to decide whether to swing or not, it's even less time than that to actually be able to hold up and check your swing. It's pretty tough to do, actually. 2-0, 2 away. That one belt high, inside corner, called strike 1.
And as you mentioned, that split-second decision-making, I mean, sometimes you need to make those decisions even quicker than that because the ball is traveling at such a high velocity, as Maldonado pops that one into foul territory and just enough room for Gibbert to make the play. 1-2-3 is the inning as the Rattlers unable to get anything going. The score remains 6-6 as we head to the top half of the 7th. Texans due up next right here on the Rattler Network.
And welcome back, everyone. Top of the 7th set to get underway. Real quick, there was a defensive substitution there in the last half inning. Slintz has now come into the game. He'll be substituted in for Gibbert. Now the the defense of the Tarleton State Texans looks something like this. Clock, he is now at third base. Slintz, he's coming in. He's going to be playing second base, and Moreno now playing first. But now it's the bats that will need to come alive if you're a Texans fan. Clock, Robinson, and Thomas do up this inning, 8, 9, and 1. So that first pitch fouled off for strike number 1. McKenzie still out there looking to do work this inning.
And a correction on the last out of the bottom of the 6th inning. It was Moreno, not Gibbert, that made the final play over in foul territory, as the 0-1 pitch from McKenzie is high and outside for ball 1.
McKenzie looking in. And McKenzie and Yosko, who have both come in, have done a good job of shutting down the bats that we saw alive with such frequency in the earlier stages of the game. And it's actually now Yosko and McKenzie's games to win if they are able to pitch well enough. It'd go in the win column for each of them, and vice versa, also a loss column opportunity if you think about it. 3-1 now. McKenzie looking in. The wind's really started to pick up. It's getting a little bit chilly now. See some sweaters coming out in the crowd. And a called strike, and Clock will have to see at least one more pitch. Full count now.
That was a good pitch there by McKenzie.
Clock, he's one for one today. He had a sac fly, also a single, scored a run. 2 RBIs as well. His was the single that resulted in the quote-unquote inside the park home run. As that pitch out of the zone, and Clock has reached base now, a leadoff walk. Here comes Evan Robinson now, 0 for 2 today for the number 9 hitter. Grounded out to Funk, and he's also struck out looking. You'd wonder if the Texans would try to bunt. Looks like the answer to that question is yes, as that first one's popped foul. 0-1. Robinson showing bunt once again. He's actually stepped up into the box. And he is not capable of laying it down again, so it'll be 0-2. And Brian, if you're a pitcher, what typically do you want to throw if you know that someone's going to be bunting? Usually something high, right?
Something high to maybe get the batter out of position, maybe force a foul ball or even a bunt that's popped up. And right here, Robinson showing bunt once again despite the 2 strikes as he pulls back just in time. McKenzie throwing high and inside for ball 1.
And that's another good pitch that you can throw when someone's trying to bunt, just something high and tight, try to get them off the plate a little, maybe a little bit uncomfortable. 1-2. As the bunt is laid down very nicely, Hermsen, the throw to Maldonado. And that'll do it for the first out of the inning. So a good job there by Robinson, able to get the successful sacrifice.
A bit of small ball being played by the Texans here late in the ball game.
Now it'll be Rustin Thomas due up. Rustin, he's 1 for 2. Couple of runs scored as he reached on a hit by pitch as well, stolen base. Last time though, he popped up to center. McKenzie comes set, quick check to second. Here's the pitch. That one whipped in there for a fireball first strike. You see McKenzie immediately, he's ready to go again. Thomas though, he's going to take his time. Make sure that a groove cannot be established for McKenzie. It's a smart move. Here's the pitch. That one above the belt, 1-1.
And Mario Maldonado coming in to give a quick word to McKenzie.
One away. The Rattlers and Texans knotted at 6 apiece. Here's the pitch. And that one in the dirt, and the count will now be 2-1. McKenzie comes set. That one popped foul right back towards us. And it'll be 2-2. And we've gotten a foul ball up here before.
Yeah.
That
one hitting off a window several weeks ago.
Yeah. 2-2, one away. Gonzalez bluffing on over towards second. Now Mario doing the same. Oh, nice breaking ball, but just a bit low, and the count will be 3-2.
I expect McKenzie to bring the heat on this one.
Yeah, it's been his best pitch all day. So with 3-2 and in such an important juncture of the game, you kind of have to throw your best pitch. At least that's what one would figure. There's the heater. That one popped up, and it will get well out of play. We'll do 3-2 yet again. You can hear the St. Mary's crowd starting to get into a little bit. Full count, one away. Clock leads from second. Here's McKenzie. And that one fouled off and spoiled yet again. So the count will still remain 3-2. And Brian, when you're in these kinds of battles, what gives?
I'd normally give the advantage to the pitcher, but as the at-bat prolongs and the more pitches the hitter hits, that advantage starts to tip towards the hitter's favor as McKenzie deals. That one high and off the plate. That'll be a one-out walk assessed to Thomas, and good at bat there. Thomas able to get the better of the exchange.
Yeah, now here comes Alvaro Moreno to the plate. Moreno 1 for 3 today. The one positive that St. Mary's could possibly take away from that walk is that it does put the double play back into effect. In St. Mary's, they have gotten 3 double plays so far today. That first pitch, a bit inside, Moreno ducking the head, 1-0. Actually, while looking at Twitter the other day, I saw a tweet. It was of what a 97-mile-per-hour fastball looks like when you're umpiring. And there's this umpire in single-A baseball, I believe, and they've allowed him to start wearing a GoPro helmet on a GoPro camera on his helmet. And just incredible footage of exactly the speed that these guys are dealing with, as it looks like Coach Ermis will come out and speak with McKenzie right now. Be Funk, McKenzie, and Ermis for certain in the meeting. But anyway, the GoPro footage, it was really incredible, the reaction time that these players have. And there was one pitch in particular where it was a high and tight fastball coming right at the pitcher, as you sometimes see in single-A baseball. And man, the velocity on that thing was scary, to say the least. I'd encourage you to go on ahead and look it up. I forget where exactly to find it. I think it might have been MLB Fan Cave. Would be the best way to find it. But man, I gotta tell you, it was some incredible footage that we're now able to capture nowadays with technology such as a GoPro and a Google Glass as well.
Yes, and it's a credit to the umpires as well, especially the umpires behind the plate. they have to make those split-second decisions, much like the batters as well, and they need to decide whether or not a pitch is a ball or a strike. Credit to them as well.
Well, 2-0 the count here. McKenzie will have to battle his way back as he's come with his best stuff, his fastball right there, and it's fouled off for strike one. There are a couple of Rattlers warming in the bullpen, but they're not throwing, they're just stretching right now. McKenzie comes set and deals. And that one off the plate, 3-1 now. It's Moreno at the plate. Kilgore waits on deck. Clock, he leads from second. Thomas leads from first. 3-1 pitch. I think McKenzie will come with the heat. McKenzie deals. It is a heater, and that one hit well towards right field. Going back to the warning track is Orton. He'll make the catch. He fires in to second, and oh, that was very strange. I thought that the runner at first had tagged up and was starting to head to second, but it was actually Moreno, the batter, who had just kept on running through. I was about to say that Thomas would have been crazy to try to tag up towards second right there. Well, but as it is, it's a pop out to right, and a runner did tag up. That's Clock, and he's now at third, and it'll be up to Kilgore at the plate.
A little diversion there for Moreno. That caught me off guard as well.
Well, 2 away. Kilgore at the plate.
I believe a pinch hitter is in for Kilgore. It is number 4, Jared Musgrove, a senior from Houston, Texas.
Musgrove actually leading this Tarleton State team in batting average. He's hitting .430. He started 25 of the games so far this year. I guess he might have been getting a rest here today, but he looks to be their best hitter. That pitch dealt in there, called strike, 1-1.
Beautiful pitch there by McKenzie, working the outside corner. Let's see if he goes back to the outside or works his way inside to, as you said, the best hitter in this Texan lineup.
And it's really tough, though, to come in and pinch hit in a game. You kind of have to find your pitch that you want early on in the count, or else you kind of get lost in the pace of the game. Runner will take second base uncontested. That's Thomas. 2-1 now the count. So now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 away. And McKenzie trying to work his way out of this one. Time called by Musgrove. Musgrove, 16 RBIs on the season, 4 doubles, 2 triples. Looks to be kind of a leadoff man, I'd say, just by looking at his statistics. Here's the pitch. That one fouled off, and the count will be 2-2. On base percentage, a tremendous .526. So basically a flip of a coin whether or not he'll get on base. Not something you see very often. Two. Here's McKenzie. Big pitch right here. And he got him swinging. So that'll do it for the inning. The Texans threaten by getting 2 in scoring position, but are not able to capitalize. And that'll do it for the inning. No runs, no hits, 2 left on base. Time to stretch as we head to the bottom of the 7th. And welcome back, Rattler fans. Hope you had a good stretch. It'll be Gonzalez to lead off here for the Rattlers, followed by Funk and then Hermsen, the bottom of the order for St. Mary's. Gonzalez so far, he's 1 for 2 today as he pops this one back and right off our window. 0-1 the count. A little bit of fun being had right there.
Listen, there's a right-handed pitcher, so
0-1 the count. There's the pitch by Yosko, and that one out of the zone, 1-1. And that one popped right back towards us, and Brian, there's been slight inklings, very, very slight, of a possible company Rattler Network softball game.
Oh, so very slight, but I would.
I think we should do it. I think we should absolutely broadcast it.
No, I would have loved to play in it.
Well, no, we're gonna play. We're gonna get someone else to broadcast it. We'll bring in professionals. Is Al Michaels available?
Al Michaels or Joe Buck.
Yeah.
As that one lifted high into the air into shallow center. There to make the play is Thomas for the first out of the inning as Gonzalez flies out.
Or you know, it'd be better if we got one of the baseball players and one of the softball players to broadcast it. We've had a couple of players express interest in like broadcasts and stuff like that, like coming on for a Talking Rattlers possibly or something like that. Who knows? Maybe they'd want to do it. As Keith Funk looks at strike one right there.
Well, let's get this in the works then.
We'll table this for right now, but for now, Rattler baseball. All right, Keith Funk at the plate. Funk, he's 0 for 2 today. Reached on the air, and he's also walked. As Funk hits that one over towards third, here's the throw in time, and Funk is retired. Here comes Hermsen now. Joe, an RBI double in the third, but besides that, it's been a slow day at the office.
Joe Hermsen.
And despite the first two batters being retired, the Rattlers always a threat to score even with 2 outs. Joe Hermsen trying to get something started here for the Rattlers as he shows bunt. That one bunted right back to the pitcher, and a quick flip to Moreno over at first from Yosko retires the side, and that'll do it for the 7th inning. After runs being scored in the first 4, the past 3 have been silent as this game remains tied at 6 runs apiece. We head to the top of the 8th inning. Both teams trying to break the deadlock. The Texans due up next right here on the Rattler Network.
And welcome back, everyone, on the Slints to lead off the inning here for the Texans. It's that first pitch in there for a called strike one. Slints his first at-bat of the inning. Of the ball game, I should say. Of course, his first at bat of the inning. Here's McKenzie outside, 1-1 now. Also, Chris Patton has come in for Matt Olive now. He'll hit in the 7th spot, so if a Texan gets on board, we'll see him. So that one catches the outside corner, and the count now 1-2. Top of the 8th, not a lot of baseball potentially left to be played, but both teams still knotted at 6 apiece. And like you said, Brian, the action has really started to slow down. This game started to become dominated by the pitching of McKenzie and Yosko. 1-2. McKenzie comes set. Here's the delivery. That one, woo, a little bit high. A bit toward the bean as well. 2-2.
And as we take a quick look at the Heartland Conference standings, our rivals to the north of us in Austin, St. Edwards, they lead St. Mary's by a full game in the Heartland Conference standings. Lubbock Christian has the best conference record, but they are a provisional school and not eligible for the conference championship or postseason play. So St. Edwards, then St. Mary's, followed by Newman as the walk is assessed to Slents.
And it's very important for St. Mary's that they continue to battle and possibly get this home field advantage. St. Mary's, they're 18-5 at home so far this year. At away, they are 8-7. So a significant difference right there. Here's Schmitz showing bunt the whole way. Oof, that one inside and off of Funk's glove. It looks like it's going to be a pass ball right there, as it did hit off of Funk's glove. And so now the question becomes, does Schmitz go on ahead and just bunt him down to third? Now, we saw this situation before where the Rattlers actually threw down to third and were able to pick off the runner. Depends on the type of speed that Slint has down there at second. If you're Schmitz, though, if you're bunting, you want to bunt towards third. He does just that. Throw to first in time as Maldonado went over to cover the bag, and the sacrifice is successful. And 90 feet away from scoring and taking the lead are the Texans.
Right fielder, Dalton Weeks.
And that'll bring up Dalton Weeks, who is 2 for 3 this afternoon.
2 runs scored, grounded into a double play his last time up.
And Rattler infield playing in.
Here's McKenzie, the pitch. So that's a called strike 1. Patton waits on deck.
And now that the sun has completely set, a slight breeze has made this a chilly evening here in San Antonio as the runner goes, and that goes foul.
Sorry about that, partner. Didn't mean to cut you off.
It's all good. It took me by surprise as well, that squeeze play. Rattler's fortunate that the ball ended up foul, and now the count will be 0-2.
We'll see what Weeks does right here now. I mean, he just needs to hit a ball hard and in the air. A sac fly would get it in for the Texans. McKenzie sets. Infield still playing in.
Oh, man.
Great time for the changeup right there as he got him swinging. So Weeks goes down. Will be up to Patton.
And that is Mackenzie's second strikeout of the ball game. Oh man, that was a filthy, filthy pitch from Mackenzie, as Weeks just was completely fooled on that one. And that was a big, big out for the Rattlers.
Yeah, considering the magnitude of the situation, the best pitch that Mackenzie's thrown all night by far. Patton, his first time batting. Strike one called. Good fastball right there. What you coming with here if you're Mackenzie? Another fastball?
I try with a fastball, which he does right here, as that one is popped up high into foul territory. There to make the play is Hermsen, as the Rattlers able to avoid any type of disaster. They still keep this game knotted at 6 as we head to the bottom half of the 8th. Rattlers take their turn in trying to break this deadlock, as you're watching Rattler Baseball here on the Rattler Network.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. New pitcher for the Tarleton State Texans. It'll be Garrett Kelly. A 3-0 record on the season Kelly has, with a 2.05 ERA in 12 appearances. He's pitched 26 and a third innings, and in that amount of time, he has 22 strikeouts versus 7 base on balls. So a very capable pitcher coming in to face the top of this Rattler order. Orton, Garcia, and Roberts all due up. First pitch dialed in there for a call, strike one, as we start the bottom of the 8th. And Yosko, he put in a lot of work for that Tarleton State team. I believe he pitched 6 and a third innings. Or five and a third innings, I should say.
And solid night's work for Yosko, able to do his job and maintain this tie ball game for Tarleton State, and now it is up to Kelly to do the same, as his pitch is low and outside for ball 2.
4 and a third innings, I should say, for Yosko. Still pitched really well. I mean, he put zeros on the boards where, zeros had never gone on the board before. Called strike, well, swing and miss right there by Orton, count now at 2-2. Brooks Orton 1 for 3 today. He's walked. He's also scored a run. As that one fouled off and spoiled, and we'll do deuce again. Orton digging in. So I'm sure both teams will take the small ball approach as we are at the later stages of the game. And that one just painted the outside corner, and Orton goes down looking.
Center fielder Adrian Garcia.
Here comes Adrian Garcia. 2 for 3 today. Outside corner, it's been given all game long, so both teams have been the beneficiary, I can say. Adrian, he scored 2 runs. That pitch just outside, 1-0. As Adrian, he showed bunt right there. 1-0, 1 away. 6-6, these teams still knotted. That one slapped into left field. A nice 2-hopper shoots into the gap as Adrian will be on the board.
Yo, Adrian.
Drake Roberts.
Great hit by Garcia, able to get on base with 1 out. And that'll bring up Drake Roberts to the plate.
1 for 4 today is Drake. Goes over to the part of the circle that he always does, draws his little cross. I'll have to ask him specifically what that is, what it means to him. I'm interested, actually.
A lot of baseball players and athletes in general have their superstitions. I know you mentioned over in softball on Sunday, I believe you mentioned Alex Rodriguez, yes, our catcher for this softball team, has her little ritual as well.
Mm-hmm. Her headband that she has to wear every single game. Of course, if you want to see Alex in action, she'll be playing tomorrow.
At 7 p.m.
Yep, we'll be broadcasting that right here on the Rattler Network. Check out rattlerathletics.com for the live broadcast. And if you want to watch the video on demand, youtube.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. There goes the runner, and the ball gets away. And I believe it was fouled off. Yep, the home plate umpire threw his hands up. I wasn't quite certain if he was calling it foul or not because he kind of just put his hands nonchalantly up in the air. Usually you see him shoot up, foul ball, but not right there. So Adrian will have to return back to the first bag. 1-1 the count here to Drake. That one outside. 2-1 now. Kelly looking in. Adrian dives back to first safely, but just narrowly. He's carrying a very, very important potential run over there on that first bag. You don't want to get picked off because of some bad base running. 2-1 to Drake. Here's the pitch. There goes Adrian. The throw down to second, and they nailed him.
That was a beautifully placed throw there by Schmitz. Right on the money as Adrian is gunned down for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, I believe the hit and run was on right there, and Roberts wasn't able to connect. 2-2 the count, 2 away. So we play in the bottom of the 8th. That one smacked into right field. So Drake will be aboard. If he had done that the pitch before, then St. Mary's would have had runners at the corners. But as it is, 2 away, and Drake with his second base hit of the ball game. And now it'll be up to Omar Garcia. Omar, 1 for 3 today. He's hit by a pitch, scored a run. Roberts, decent speed over there at the first bag, but I highly doubt that he'd try to steal a bag at this juncture. 2 away. St. Mary's just picking up their 10th hit of the ball game. So that first pitch is inside, 1-0. Omar digs back in. Here's Kelly, the pitch, and a called strike right there, as that one was just at the knees. Big bat at the plate here for the Rattlers. This is one of the guys you want up right now. Been one of your more consistent hitters all year. 1-1. Runner's going. So I was completely wrong right there, but 1-2 the count.
Schmidt's unable to get the transfer from the ball, transfer the ball from his glove to his throwing hand cleanly, which allowed Drake Roberts to steal second uncontested, as the count is at 1-2 for Omar Garcia.
Big stolen base right there. Single scores the run. Oof, just outside. Omar, he was a little nervous right there. 2-2. That stolen bag, it does wonders for the Rattlers. Now Omar, he just needs a single right here. See if they try to score Drake. Kelly sets. Here's the delivery, and Omar, a bit of a funky off-balance swing right there, but he's able to spoil a quality pitch, and the count will say 2-2. You saw Omar step off his back foot right there. You rarely see him do that. But, like I said, probably just looking to spoil the pitch.
Garcia doing just enough to stay alive in this at-bat, as time is called, as the entire Texan infield confers. And this is a crucial point in the ball game. Bottom of the 8th inning, 2 outs. Rattlers have scored a handful of their 6 runs with 2 outs in the inning. And a similar situation here as they try to break the deadlock. This game tied at 6 apiece since the bottom of the 4th inning.
The 2-2 pitch, Omar, that one a 2-hopper over short. Robinson the throw in time, and that'll do it for the inning. So no runs, 2 hits, 1 left on base, and we're heading to the 9th. Still deadlock at 6 apiece here on the Rattler Network. And welcome back, everyone. 6-6. Still the score as we're knotted here. McKenzie still on the rubber for the Rattlers, as the first pitch to Clock is inside for ball 1. Clock, Robinson, Thomas due up for Tarleton State this inning. That's the number 8, 9, and 1 hitters. So McKenzie comes set once again. Here's the pitch. And a called strike one right there. Brian, crunch time right here as we're in the top of the ninth. Taking a selfie right there?
You could possibly see it on my Twitter account, which is at BMAG23.
Okay.
So, but yes, this is crunch time as both teams for the past 4 innings have been unable to get anything going. 1 run will quite possibly do it for either team. Rattlers trying to prevent Tarleton State from doing so here in the top of the 9th.
That one's outside, 3-1 now. You can go on ahead and tweet that at us at St. Mary's Rattlers. And remind you, Rattler fans, if you want to keep up with all the Rattler action, at St. Mary's Rattlers is the place to go. It's the same handle as our Instagram, at St. Mary's Rattlers. Of course, you can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. That one swung on and missed, 3-2. And for all things St. Mary's Rattlers, statistics, schedules, standings, everything you could want to know about your Rattlers, check out rattlerathletics.com. Clock 1 for 2 today, or 1 for 1 actually, and a sack. As that one swung on and missed, and McKenzie deals yet another strikeout to the Texans. 1 away, and here comes Robinson.
Garrett McKenzie doing wonders here. That is his 3rd strikeout of the ball game, and he has pitched near flawlessly this ball game.
McKenzie, now 3 1/3 inning of work done. Is that one thrown in there for a called strike? And for the Rattlers, could be very, very helpful for someone like McKenzie to start coming in and to be a reliable arm out of the bullpen. In years past, they had only had Rick Avila, who they could really depend on. This could really be a breakout game for McKenzie, where he becomes that second reliable arm out of the pen. 0-2 now the count to Robinson. McKenzie sets and deals. That one a bit high and a bit out of the zone, 1-2.
I think that pitch was just McKenzie trying to get Robinson chasing, but Robinson was not having any of it as the count goes to 1-2.
That one a bit high as well, and this time inside. So the count now 2-2. Rattler crowd really starting to get into it. McKenzie, here's the pitch. And this one popped up behind, and a fair ball. Humple wasn't able to make the play.
I believe it was Funk.
Oh, sorry, Funk, I should say. I don't know why I said Humple. Heath Funk tried to settle underneath that one, but it looked like it hit him in the palm of his glove and just popped right out.
Center fielder, Rustin
The
Thomas.
5th error of the night by the Rattlers. That's uncharacteristic to say the least.
Funk normally sure-handed, unable to get the out there, and it'll be a runner on first with 1 out for Thomas, who's at the plate.
Rustin walked his last time up. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Check over to first. The ball gets away. Throw down to second, and the ball just knocked down by Al Gonzalez as Robinson will settle in at second base. So miscues abound, as that's going to be another error on the Rattlers, this one on the pitcher. And looks like Coach Meagle going to make the walk out to the pen. There is an arm warming for the Rattlers. It's a lefty out there. Is that Renee? I don't believe so. Well, it looks like we're going to have ourselves a pitching game. McKenzie pitched himself quite a doozy as he kept the Rattlers competitive in this ball game. Tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. 6s on the board for each. Well, welcome back, Rattler fans, and I did remark, is that Renee? And apparently, yes, sir, it is. It is Renee Solis, the Rattlers starter, coming in now in an attempt to win a game in the later parts of the ball game. Renee, the big left-hander out there on the rubber, a 3.08 ERA with an 8-2 win-loss. In 76 innings pitched, he has 74 strikeouts as compared to 24 base on balls. A preseason nominee for the Tino Martinez Award, and overall the Rattlers ace has that first pitch off speed, called strike one. And Brian, what do you think about this right here? The Rattlers bringing in one of their aces, one of their starters, to pitch in the ninth.
I honestly am a little taken aback by this. Something you don't see very often, a team bringing their ace starter in to pitch for relief, as Renee just...
2 straight changeups to start.
Beautiful pitches showing why he is the Rattler ace. But I guess it's just to put in a little work as well before they get set to take on Newman later on this week, as Renee sets for the 0-2.
As that one lightly tapped, Renee's going to fire it on to first in time, and 2 away now. And you do see that, like, it's not like pitchers don't have any kind of activity whatsoever on their off days. They're still throwing a little bit. I mean, I'm sure that Renee would have been scheduled for a bullpen session at the least today, so it's not like he's out there getting an excessive amount of work. Here comes Alvaro Moreno now to the plate. 1 for 4 today. Renee's. There's the pitch, off speed, a curveball, 1-0. Renee Solis. don't know if he's ever worked in relief in his Rattler career. Is that
Oh, my word.
Well, if you couldn't tell by our reaction that was a good pitch, you could probably tell by Moreno's. That one swung on way early, 1-1.
Moreno with a little bit of the whirly bird there, swinging and catching nothing as the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike as time is called.
And both will step off, step out. Rene Solis' second best ERA on this Rattler pitching staff, as this one's lifted towards shallow center field. Going back and making a diving effort was Gonzalez, but he's not able to secure it, and that will score the run for Tarleton State. 7-6, they now lead. A little blooper there by Moreno, but that's all he needed.
Great effort there by Gonzalez. However, just not enough length on his glove to make the play. And Tarleton State now taking the lead for the first time since the top of the 4th inning.
Runner goes, and he's going to get caught up, but ball mishandled by Al Gonzalez. That run unfortunately charged to McKenzie, he actually didn't allow a hit, did he?
McKenzie had a no-hitter through his
tenure.
Tenure, there you go.
Good word right there.
Vocabulary word of the day.
I actually look at those. I have what's it called? I had a widget on what used to be my Google homepage all throughout when I was at home. So 1-1 the count. It's good for your SAT.
And even though you're in college, it's always good to keep your mind fresh and challenge yourself as well.
Oh yeah. 1-1. As we see Musgrove at the plate, he's 0 for 1 today. He pinch hit in the 7th and struck out. Was a victim of McKenzie's. 2 away. Here's Rene. And it's now 2-1. Musgrove, though, that incredible .430 batting average entering play today. Here's the pitch from Solis. That one swung on and missed. And the count now 2-2.
Rene bringing the heat on that pitch as Musgrove swung air.
One of the few times Rene's actually brought the heat here today. Or tonight, I should say. Musgrove back in the box. Rene comes set. Just outside. 3-2. So Moreno will be able to get going with the pitch. So it is 3-2 with 2 out. Arguably the Texans' best hitter going up against arguably the Rattlers' best pitcher.
Oh!
Called strike 3 on the changeup. And that'll do it for the top of the 9th. But not before the Texans are able to take the advantage. 7-6. We're heading to the bottom of the 9th. The Rattlers will have to walk it off.
So much to celebrate in Division II. We're especially proud of our commitment to make a win.
Division II student athletes led the 10 initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. It'll be Jones, Maldonado, and Gonzalez. The three due up for the Rattlers. Jones showing bunt there and a called strike one. Facing them, it will be Kelly, as the Texans were finally able to break through and score a run. They now lead 7-6 here in the bottom of the ninth. So that one fouled back and out of play. 0-2 now for Scotty Jones. Jones 0 for 4 today. You know that he'd love to break out of that with a base hit right here in order to lead off for the Rattlers. That pitch out of the zone. Nice try at framing it by Schmitz, but out of the zone. 1-2. Kelly looks in. Here's the pitch. Jones, a two-hopper over short. Robinson the throw. Not in time. Jones beat it. So leadoff single, and the Rattlers are in business.
And does the momentum shift here? Jones, a speedster, able to outrun the throw to first, as the Rattlers looking to tie this ball game. They trail by a run. Mario Maldonado gets set to try and add to this Rattler rally.
Mario 2 for 4 today. Throw over to first. Jones back safely. A full moon out right now, actually. Look at that. That's beautiful. We had the red moon last night.
We're able to catch any bit of that.
Yeah, I was up writing a paper, so I thought I'd peek my head out at around 2. Bunt popped up. Is it going to stay fair? Yes! Oh, it's off the glove of Kelly. And so now the Rattlers with 2 base runners on. And an error committed there by Kelly, as I think he was trying to field the ball but was thrown off by Mario running right on past him like he's trying to finish a level in Super Mario Brothers 3.
Super Mario leveling up here as he's able to reach first. And now Rattlers on first and second with Al Gonzalez getting set. But time is called as both teams huddling up in this crucial point of the ball game, as we have
the rally caps out.
The rally caps are out here in the press booth.
It looks like Brian's starting to rally cap up as well. Al Gonzalez now coming to the plate. 2 Rattlers aboard. Hashtag Fangs Out Rattlers if you're going to tweet at us. Let's see if the Rattlers can make this rally. Gonzalez 1 for 3 today. Here's the pitch. He's showing bunt the whole way. It's out of the zone. 1-0. I do like the bunt here for Gonzalez, especially with someone who's been as clutch as Keith Funk has been on the year, waiting on deck. Looks like clock coming out. I'm going to have a bit of a discussion as they get the defense set up the way they like it. Middle infielders playing at double play depth. Corner infielders playing in for the bunt. See if the wheel play may be on here. Good speed though for Jones. Bunt being shown and missed that for strike 1. 1-1 the count. As it looks like signals being given once again. And I don't blame Tarleton State for taking their time right here. You gotta make sure you get things the way you like them. So Kelly and Clock looks like they're done discussing. If you're Jones, you want to get a lead just about as far as the shortstop is. Pickoff throw over to second.
Oh.
Diving back safely is Jones, and a good job by Robinson of making sure that one didn't go into center. And time being taken here once again by Tarleton. Okay, looks like we got ourselves a tap tap on the tummy, tap tap on the shoulders, and we're ready to go. Shortstop, tap tap on the tummy, tap tap on the shoulders, and on the leg we go. All right, so 2 on, no out, 1-1 the count. Kelly comes set. Here's the pitch. Gonzalez lays down a bunt. The play is going to be to first, and Gonzalez retired, but the job is done. It'll be up to Keith Funk with 1 away. Excellent sacrifice right there.
Catcher Keith Funk.
Well, here comes Keith Funk, the infield playing in.